A group of officers slowly steps into an old barn, the air thick with a horrible smell. Then they hear it, a weak, painful crying sound. They move closer and freeze. A woman lies in the middle of the room, her body unnaturally swollen, stretched like a living balloon. She can barely move, barely breathe, and before anyone can help, she suddenly bursts open. Dozens of slimy alien creatures spill out and rush toward them. This wasn't just an attack, this was an invasion. But this nightmare didn't start here. It all started in a quiet town where two police officers, Bill Party and Wally, were doing a routine roadside check. Everything seemed normal until something strange appeared in the sky. A glowing object tore through the atmosphere and crashed deep into the nearby forest. It was small, easy to ignore, but that impact was about to change everything. The next day we meet Starla Grant, a warm, smart high school teacher trying to get through a normal school day. At school, she talks with Bill, who clearly knows her well. Not long after, her husband Grant shows up, and it's obvious their marriage is under strain. Grant is much older than Starla, and even though he is rich and successful, there's an emotional gap between them that money cannot fix. That night, the tension gets worse. Grant tries to be close to Starla, but she turns him down. Hurt and frustrated, he heads to a local bar where he runs into Brenda Gutierrez, a woman who liked him years ago. They talk, then wander into the woods. When Brenda makes a move, Grant pulls back. He says he cannot do this. No matter how messy his marriage is, he still loves his wife and won't cross that line. That should have been the end of the night. But in the forest, they find the object that fell from the sky. Up close, it looks less like a machine and more like a living pod, like a giant egg already split open. Curious, Grant steps closer and pokes it with a stick. That mistake changes everything. Without warning, a thin, dart-like creature shoots out and slams into Grant's body. He drops in agony. In seconds, the alien organism burrows into him and starts taking hold from the inside. Brenda tries to help, but Grant's reaction is too extreme, too unnatural, like something inside him is already changing. Frightened and confused, she leaves him behind. From that moment on, Grant is no longer fully himself. Back at home, his behavior grows disturbing. He starts eating ridiculous amounts of meat as if normal food is no longer enough. Something inside him is demanding to be fed. Even the way he moves feels off, like his body isn't working the way it should. He even stares quietly at a dog outside with a creepy little smile, hinting his appetite is turning into something far worse. The next morning, Starla tries to make peace. She puts on music he loves and tries to bring back warmth between them. For a brief moment, Grant seems emotional, like the man she married is still trapped in there somewhere. But then she notices a nasty wound. Grant brushes it off, claiming it's only a bug bite. But the truth is worse. Whatever entered him in the woods is spreading through his body and slowly taking control. As the day goes on, his hunger gets even worse. He starts buying absurd amounts of meat from local stores, making weak excuses about a birthday celebration. By now, it's obvious something is deeply wrong. That night, the change becomes impossible to hide. Grant's body starts transforming in bizarre ways. Strange growths form inside him, and his physical state turns more unnatural. He nearly lashes out at Starla in a deeply disturbing way, but stops himself just in time, showing a tiny piece of the real Grant is still fighting. Knowing he is losing control, he leaves the house with an excuse about work. Instead, he goes straight to Brenda's home. Since she's alone, she lets him in. Another terrible mistake. The alien force fully takes over, and Grant uses grotesque, tentacle-like extensions from his body to infect Brenda too. That is the moment the threat truly begins to spread. Later, Starla comes home and immediately feels something is wrong. The house is dark, quiet, heavy with the kind of silence that makes your stomach drop. When the lights come back on, she sees Grant again, and the transformation is worse. He looks sick, unstable, barely human. Now the story stops feeling like a strange mystery and turns into a full nightmare for survival. Because this is no longer just about one infected man. Something has come to Earth, and now it is beginning to spread. When Starla sees Grant again, she is shocked by how badly he has changed. His face looks ruined, his skin is swollen, and he barely seems like himself. She asks what happened, but Grant plays it down, blaming bee stings and an infection. Starla says he needs a hospital, but Grant refuses, claiming he already talked to Dr. Carl. The next morning, Starla checks for herself. She calls Dr. Carl, expecting confirmation, but the doctor says he has not seen Grant in a long time. That is when everything clicks. Grant flat out lied, and now Starla knows this is far worse than a random infection. Around the same time, people in town talk about missing pets. Dogs and cats are vanishing. At first it sounds like a rumor, but it spreads fast and keeps getting worse quickly. The truth leads right back to Grant. That night, Grant is seen hauling huge piles of meat into the woods. He takes it to a remote barn where he has been keeping Brenda hidden. But Brenda is no longer Brenda in any normal sense. The infection has turned her into a horrifying, bloated thing that can barely move, yet seems endlessly hungry. Grant dumps the meat in front of her, and she tears through it desperately, like whatever is growing inside her needs constant feeding for the next stage. Back at Starla's house, Bill Party shows up with another officer to ask about Grant. Starla says he still hasn't come back from work. Bill reveals something worse. Brenda Gutierrez has been missing since Friday night, and people saw her with Grant before she disappeared. Bill hands Starla his card and tells her to call the moment Grant shows up. That rattles her. Until now, she knew something was wrong with her husband, but this is the first time she considers Grant may be tied to something truly awful. Desperate for answers, Starla finally opens the basement, Grant kept locked. The second she steps inside, it's a nightmare. Animal remains everywhere, raw meat piled around, and a smell that tells her this has been going on for a while. The truth is impossible to ignore. Grant is behind the missing pets. She tries to call Bill, but before she can finish, Grant appears outside the window, and now he looks even worse. His body is warping by the hour, and almost nothing normal is left. Starla panics, but Grant grabs her. Hurt and furious, he accuses her of turning against him, saying she looks at him like he is something disgusting. Then he snaps. Grant tries to infect Starla the same way the alien force spread through him. She fights back, grabbing whatever is nearby and striking him hard enough to break free. But Grant catches up again, and now even his limbs are changing. His arms stretch and bend in impossible ways, slithering toward her like living creatures. Just when it feels like she has no way out, Bill arrives with other officers. The sight interrupts the attack, and Grant takes off before they can stop him. Even the officers are stunned. Nobody can pretend this is ordinary anymore. Whatever Grant has become, it is far beyond normal. Then, the film jumps ahead 3 days. At the station, Mayor Jack McCready pushes Bill hard to find Grant before things get worse. A report comes in about animals being violently attacked at a farmhouse. Bill and the others rush out and find more evidence that matches Grant's trail. He's been moving place to place, feeding and growing stronger. Bill studies the pattern, figures out where Grant is likely headed next, and puts together a plan to trap him. The team gears up and heads out, knowing this may be their best shot. Before they leave, Starla insists on coming. She is terrified, but she knows Grant better than anyone, and part of her still believes something human might be left inside him. Bill isn't happy, but he lets her come. That night, the group waits quietly. We learn Bill and Starla have known each other for years, and back in college there were real feelings between them. That old bond never fully disappeared, and in the middle of all this, it starts to surface again. Then Grant finally appears, but the thing that steps out is barely recognizable. He has grown into a giant, twisted creature, far beyond the sick man they were tracking. He is huge and unnatural, and the team freezes as he takes down a cow with terrifying ease and drags it off like a predator. Even after seeing that, Starla takes a risk. Ignoring Bill's warning, she walks toward Grant and speaks to him like he is still her husband, hoping some buried part of him can hear her. For a moment, it almost seems like she might get through, but then the officers close in and surround him. Starla tries to hold on to what little remains of Grant, yet he barely responds. When they order him to stop, he answers with pure violence. One giant tentacle lashes out and drops a member of the team instantly. After that, the setup collapses. The officers open fire, but Grant is too strong and too fast. He breaks through the trap and escapes, forcing everyone into a desperate chase toward the barn, the place where the true scale of this nightmare is about to be revealed now. As the group reaches the barn, a heavy, rotten smell hits them instantly, so strong you can tell something is seriously wrong inside. Then Bill hears faint crying from within. He signals everyone to stay alert, and they move in. What they find is something no one was prepared for. Brenda is still alive, but barely. Her body is horribly swollen, stretched to an unnatural size, like it has been filled from the inside. She can barely move. Everyone freezes, trying to process it, and then her body suddenly ruptures. In an instant, everything turns to chaos. Dozens of slimy alien slugs burst out and scatter. They move fast, and their goal is simple: force their way into people's mouths to take control. Bill, Starla, and a few officers avoid them at first, but many slip away and spread into town. And the ones they don't see are the scariest, because one slug is enough to restart the cycle, quietly, inside someone's throat, before anyone realizes the town is lost. One slug reaches a nearby home where Kylie Struttermeyer is in the bath. The slug lunges toward her, trying to get inside her body. At the last second, she grabs it, but the moment she touches it, a flood of images hits her mind. Quick flashes that feel like memories, but not her own. Through them, Kylie understands the terrifying truth. These creatures are not from Earth. They spread quickly, adapt, and slowly take over whole worlds. Earth is just their next stop. Kylie panics and throws it away before it can infect her. She escapes, but her family is not as lucky. By the time she runs through the house, they have already been taken over. Now, she is the only one left. With no other choice, she jumps off the roof and runs into the night while the infected chase her. Back at the barn, things fall apart fast. The infected are no longer acting like themselves. They get back up, but they are not really alive. More like bodies being controlled remotely, all connected to Grant like one shared mind. Starla fights them off, but the infected turn on the officers. One releases burning liquid onto a deputy, badly injuring her. Starla realizes there is no saving them anymore, and to protect the others, she is forced to take down one of the infected officers. Bill goes for backup. Near Kylie's house, he finds her as the infected close in. He pulls her into his patrol car, and they barely escape as the town fills with controlled, hostile people. Bill tries to contact the station, but no one responds properly. Then, one of the infected speaks using Grant's voice. That is when Bill fully understands. All of them are connected to Grant. He is controlling everything. Before he can process it, another vehicle crashes into his car. In the chaos, the infected grab Starla and drag her away. Bill and Kylie survive, but Starla is now in Grant's hands. Bill realizes the only way to stop it is simple and dangerous. Grant has to be taken down. There is no other option. He heads to the police station for weapons and explosives, but even the station is not safe. He is attacked by one of the infected, and Kylie helps him fight it off. Together, they grab grenades and prepare for one final attempt. At the same time, Mayor Jack McCready is trapped in darkness. When he lights the room, infected townspeople surround him. Before he can escape, Grant reaches him and pulls him in, turning even the mayor into part of the same network. By now, Grant has grown into something massive. When Bill and Kylie arrive, they see the full horror. Infected bodies are merging into Grant's form, making him bigger and stronger. He is no longer just one creature. He is the center of a living mass. Starla is brought before him. Grant is angry in a warped way, believing she betrayed him. He wraps tentacles around her, holding her tight, almost crushing her. Then Starla notices pictures of her all around the room. That matters, because it proves a part of Grant still remembers her. So she stays calm and talks to him gently, trying to reach that last piece of humanity. For a brief moment, it works. Grant loosens his grip. As she moves closer, Starla pulls out a sharp object she hid and strikes him. It hurts him, but not enough. He throws her across the room. Hearing her scream, Bill charges in, but Grant is too strong. Bill is slammed aside, and one grenade slips from his hand and rolls away. Grant turns on Bill, trying to infect him directly. Bill grabs the tentacle and spots a gas cylinder nearby. Thinking fast, he forces the gas into Grant's body through that same tentacle, then shouts to Starla to take the shot. Starla doesn't hesitate. She fires. The gas ignites inside Grant's body, and in one massive explosion, he is destroyed. Because the infected were connected to him, the moment Grant is gone, everything collapses. The system shuts down at once. Silence. Outside, the night feels unreal. Sirens, distant screams, and then nothing. Like the whole town just got its breath back. The invasion is stopped just in time, but the damage is everywhere. After the blast, Bill, Starla, and Kylie escape into a town torn apart, but the threat is finally over, for now, and that's where the story ends. What makes the ending interesting is how calculated the creature was. An advanced alien life form moving from planet to planet, using Grant as the main host, turning Brenda into a way to multiply, and nearly converting the whole town into one connected system. In short, Slither starts as a strange mystery, then turns into full survival chaos, science fiction with transformation, horror and dark humor, fast, messy, and unforgettable.